Well, maybe we should call this the Shuffle Update. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of PDubs Arcade Loft. As always, we appreciate you hanging out upstairs with us. And on today's episode of PDubs Arcade Loft, we are going to talk about Firmware 4.17.0, released today by AtGames. Right after this. Okay guys, the firmware is in Firmware 4.17.0. Kind of a light firmware this week, nothing too crazy. We do have the typical minor user interface improvements, general performance, stability improvements, all that back-end stuff. One of the cool features that they did add is we now have shuffle mode when it comes to your track mode videos, that's right. And also, you can now have your USB playlist. It will no longer hide videos over 50 megabytes. So now you can add much larger video files to your track mode if you want. But keep in mind, guys, the more videos you have on there, the less add-on games you can fit on the same USB flash drive. Obviously, you can just turn shuffle on, set it to your USB stick, and it will shuffle your track mode videos instead of just having you locked into one video. And you can, of course, adjust, the typical time, duration, etc. And from here, you could also flip it back to either local mode, which is the one video you have permanently installed on the device, or the server mode with the standard default track mode that AtGames provides via the server. Now, one thing they did fix, they did fix the joystick lag when connecting Bluetooth speakers. I myself have never personally attached Bluetooth speakers to my cabinet, so by all means feel free to test those and give us your feedback below. Let us know how that worked. When it comes to the OTG mode, I did not see any specific repairs there. Still showing that sometimes the devices, when plugged in externally in OTG mode, are losing their connection. Still, I really hope AtGames gets this fixed, because one of the key features of having this cabinet is being able to plug in our own devices and have an enjoyable experience. Also, as part of this firmware update, we got 2 new games being added to the online leaderboard category. We will have Burning Rubber, classic arcade race game. We're going to show you just a couple of seconds of gameplay footage here. Fun little arcade game. It's a classic. Hit your A button to jump over cars, jump over obstacles, and of course, just use the joystick, that's it, to maneuver your vehicle as well as to crash into all the other racers. It's actually a pretty fun game. The other game built into the cabinet that we will now have online leaderboards for is the classic Crystal Castles. And I know my wife Margarita Melissa is super excited about this. This is one of her favorite games of all time, and her and I love playing this on our Arcade 1-Up 12-in-1 machine. We also enjoy playing it on our AtGames Legends Ultimate. The built-in trackball works fairly well, especially if you add those extra bracers, which you can get from Sheldon Sims. But, as you can see right here, we will now have online leaderboards and contests for Crystal Castles. And just full transparency, guys, I have a feeling that any high scores posted under the PDubs Arcade Loft account, it'll be Margarita Melissa on this one setting those high scores, crushing all of you. Now guys, since the firmware this week is a little light, in order to not just drop a 3-minute video on you guys, figured I'd throw in a little something extra. Wanted to point out some hidden gems built into the 350 games included on the AtGames Legends Ultimate. One of them here is Pure Alpha. This is a first-person shooter, vertical scrolling shooter. As you guys know, PDubs loves vertical scrolling shooter games. We got some bright animations, beautiful little pixel sprites, graphics, and the gameplay is nice and smooth. Let's check out a few seconds of it. These kind of games are not for the faint at heart. Vertical scrolling games that actually have the one hit and you die, no life bar, guys. So these games can get frustrating, but they actually, to me, I love the challenge. I encourage you to check out this game built into your AtGames Legends Ultimate. Okay guys, and the next game that I would recommend you check out built into your Legends Ultimate is Warlords, the classic arcade game. You can use your joystick, your spinner, or your button, moving your character to defend your castle. This is like Pong on steroids, guys. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing it. Now, me personally, I have a lot of fun playing using the built-in AtGames Legends Ultimate spinner. By all means, though, try it with the trackball, the spinner, as well as the joystick, and whatever you find that works best for you, by all means, do it. Me personally, I enjoy playing with the spinner. This game is a lot of fun. Let's check out just a few seconds of gameplay before we show our last video. Okay guys, and last but not least, underneath the Sega Genesis category built into your Legends Ultimate is Zombies Ate My Neighbors. This game is filled with humor, fun, entertainment, great music, awesome enemies, fantastic levels, and of course, some pretty cool sprites and animations. All in all, this is a great game, and it's a lot of fun playing on your Legends Ultimate. Super cool that this hidden gem is hiding on your arcade cabinet. So we're gonna leave you with some final shots of the game. Just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up. Make sure if you're new to the channel you consider subscribing. Make sure you leave your comments and your feedback below. AtGames played it light on this firmware. Definitely would love to see them address some of the OTG issues that we're seeing. Some issues with the Raspberry Pis and the PCs losing connectivity. Hopefully that'll be coming down the road in a future update. But minus all that, everything else is looking good. I do like the shuffle for the attract mode videos, so that'll be fun having that up and running as well. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. As always, thanks for hanging out upstairs with us, and we will be talking to you soon.